Hello and welcome to Positive Talk. On the program today, we are bringing you commemorations on the International Day of the Girl Child. These commemorations were done on the 11th of October, and we had Roots in partnership with UNICEF. Surveys coming in, ZBC as well coming in through Positive Talk, where we are talking about advancing the rights of the girl child in this era where we are seeing a lot of inequalities happening to the girl child, issues of early marriages. And as a country, as partners, we are saying this has to come to an end. Enjoy the deliberations that are going to be happening. We're going to be talking to child brides. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. I'm now talking to one of the young ladies who went into an early marriage. She's going to be talking to us what happened to herself and how is she coping with her life, where we are talking about we need to see an end to child marriages. Present Kativu tinokuchingamidza ipa Positive Talk. Mungataurire muri yeZimbabwe kuti kana takatarisa munyaya yekuti kupinda mukuroorwa semwana mudiki kwamuri zvii zvakaitika kwamuri, matambudziko amakasangana nawo, mazoagadzirisa sei?
Ndakaroorwa ndine 16 years. Ndaroorwa ndine vana 3. Ndiri pachipari, ini ndine wekutanga. Ndadaro matambudziko andakasangana nawo ndiri wechidiki kudaro. Ndaifunga kuti pamwe ndakaroorwawo zvinhu zvinoita zvinoita nyore, asi hazvina kuita nyore nekuti kumhuri kwandakaberekwawo kwaingovawo nematambudziko anga akawanda. Asi ndaifunga ndakaroorwa zvinhu zvinondiitira nyore, asi hazvina kundiitira nyore, zvakaramba zvakandiomera zvakadaro. Murume wangu aindishungurudza pane zveupenyu hwangu. Aita magirlfriends, achiita zvimwe zvinhu zvakasiyana siyana, asi akandipa rutsigiro. Ndana vamwene vangu ndo vakaita kuti ndite vana 3 ndiri pamusha ipapo, nekuti dambudziko randaisangana naro ndaudza amwene vangu naatezvara vangu. Kusvika nanhasi amwene vangu naatezvara vangu ndakawana dambudziko, ndinomhanya kwavari, ndo vanondiudza kuti ita so. Seipapa ndakawana dambudziko rekuti mukadzi wemurume wangu akasvika pakundirova achindishungurudza, asi ndiri pamba pangu. Iye haana gore auya, inini ndiri pamba ipapo. Saka inini ndakashungurudzika pakuti handina kukwanisa kudzosera chandikakwanisa kuita paari, asi ndakakwanisa kuenda kunodza dambudziko iri vamwene vangu naatezvara vangu. Vamwene vangu vakasvika pakunditutisa zvinhu kubva pamusha uyu ndichienda pamba pavo. Ndakabva ndagara pamba pavo. Murume wangu akazouya achikumbira regerero kuna baba neni tese, asi ndakazodzokera pamba pangu. Chandakazoita kuti dambudziko iri ripere, ndakadedzwa kuRosario bandaenda pane kamufambo karipo kuti ndisvike, asi ndakasvika. Ndakabva ndasvika ndabva ndanzwa zvazviriko, mwoyo wangu wakakwanisa kusungunuka nedambudziko randandinaro. Mwoyo wangu wakasungunuka, ndakati uku ndo kunoita kuti mwoyo wangu uite usungunuke, nekuti ndanda pa stage yekuti kunwa mushonga zviri nandinwe mushonga zvangu ndife. Asi pandakadedzwa zuva randaiti nhasi ndo zuva randaunwa mushonga, ndo zuva randakadedzwa ndichienda. Asi ndakasvika ikoko ndakanzwa zvandakanzwa, ndichikanserwa, mwoyo wangu wakasungunuka. Kusvika nanhasi mwoyo wangu wakasungunuka ndiri mukati meclub iyoyi. Saka ndiri kunzwa kufara nekuda kwekuti ndakawana rubatsiro, nekuti ndakazoudzwawo kunzi unoita sei, unoenda kupi kana dambudziko rako rakadai. Saka ndakafara neizvozvo kuti ndakaudzwa kwandiri kufanira kuenda nezvandirofanira kuita. Nanhasi ndiri kungokanselwa. Saka mwoyo wangu akasungunuka ende uri kufara nekuda kweclub yakaitwa nepandiri nhasi. Andongokurudzirawo vechidiki kuti musakasire kupinda muwanano, endai kuchikoro mugokura mugosimudzirawo nyika.
Panashe, ungatisanangurira iwewo kuti muri kushandisa sei kuRosaria sport, muri kuishandisa sei to advance the cause of the girl child?
Ini semunhu anofarira bhora and ndakawana soka iri kubatsira kuti pakauya Rosaria ichipa clubs mumaschools yakati munofanira kuita maactivities ese vasikana hamufaniri kungogara muita maindoors. So patakatanga soka even nguva dzatinopedza vasikana dzidzi tichienda out kunzwa nabuda tabuda kuchikoro na1 then vanhu vakunzi chiendai kumba. Some of us hatisvike kumba, pane zvakawanda zvinenge zvichiitwa mumarodhi, vamwe havatoende kumba kwacho. Then saka isu sesoka uzoti nguva yese ukabuda na1 taakuenda kuground, taakunopinda musoka, then munotoplaya kusvika na4 muchipractice, then maakuenda kumba. Unenge usina chance yekuswera uchiita zvisina musoro. So time unenge unayo ndeyebhora. Unenge uchingofunga kuti ndikaita chakati ndikaita bhora handite chakati. Even muclass pane vamwe muklasi vasikana ivanoti tingangoti vasinganyatsogona vari pasiwo panhau dzechikoro, asi akanzi muground anenge ari active ende achigona. So nguva iyoyo yekuti yekuverenga pamwe anogona kuverenga ake but zvisingapinde, saka umwe anonoti kuground anoziva ndikanopinda muground then ndinofila comfortable semusikana. Saka izvozvo kutotibatsira sekuti sevasikana time yedu yese kana uri muchitamba bhora, time yedu yese yakuita sei wakuendesa bhora, wakusambofunga nezve kana kuti zvemaboyfriends kana kuti zvekuroorwa, kozi chekuita unenge unacho.
Iwewe nhasi tiri kucommemorate International Day of the Girl Child. Uri kuriona rakakosha sei zuva iri?
Zuva rakakoshera kwatiri tese vasikana, kozi rinoratidza kuti vasikana tinoverengwawo. Kare zvainzi vakomana ndo vanga vari pamberi, asi izvo zvakuratidza kuti tese tine ma-equal rights, tese tinokwanisa kuita zvakafanana. I can be what I want to be.
We heard from the young woman who entered into an early marriage at the age of 16. Now she is surviving in a polygamous relationship. Hearing from her, she had challenges, but she's still coping. Then amazingly, we also heard from a young person who's involved in sport, and what she's telling us is finding those extracurricular activities for them to do as young girls. It takes them away from any mischief. It takes away from the pressures of the world. Join us after the break as we're going to hear from young girls who are going to be talking about their own experiences. As we continue with our program Positive Talk, where today we are celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child. And for now, we're just going to sit back and hear from the girls as they're going to be sharing their own experiences.
I'm excited to be here today on the International and celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child because I'm getting to be remembered and I feel happy to be a girl on this day. So Loveness Muzuru, as she's seated right here today, she is a mother of 2. So I got married when I was 16. And I've been married for 6 years now. So today I'm a social work student at the Women's University in Africa. I've been privileged to be working with the Roots organization. Beatrice has been there for me, and in my lifetime, I have got the privilege of meeting women in high places. Ladies from Shamvash, ladies from Murewa, as I tell you, as I'm sitting in front of you today, I'm coming from Glenview. It's a high-density suburb with a lot of young women who are getting married each and every day. But I've got the privilege of sitting in front of presidents, of having a cake with first ladies of so many countries, especially in Africa. So today, what I'm really telling you about is, even though you have been marginalized, even though you have been put aside, even though you have been isolated, even though you have felt like you are nothing in this world, which I once felt like. You can always make it, and you can always change the world for yourself. As a social worker, and before I even became a social worker or a student of a social worker, I'm one of the ladies that made it into the Constitutional Court, changed the law in Zimbabwe to say we do not want a child to get married before the age of 18. Today we are privileged to be around so many organizations that stand and confirm for the girl child. And these are the same people that have empowered me to be the person that I am today. So someone is never going to tell you are good enough. So tell yourself you are good enough. So I always tell myself, recently I've been starting to tell myself that I'm good enough. With an attitude, we always say, I'm good enough. So I am good enough in what I do. I'm good enough being an activist. I'm good enough being an advocate. And I'm good enough to making a change for the girl child. Whenever there is need be, I'm always there to make that difference. And every person can always do that.
Leadership is more than just biology. It's not about male or female. It's about the roles. And people say age is nothing but a number, but I always say female is nothing but biology. If you desire to be a leader, you will be a leader as a girl child. So when a young woman begins her journey of leadership, people look at her with magnified lenses because it should be extraordinary. It's something, it's something very wow. But when a young man is on the same path, no one turns to say something about it because of the social norms that say a woman cannot be a leader. Those are the thinking, the types of perceptions that the people have here in Zimbabwe and even all around the world. We still have those social norms and ideologies. And I say that some people have more of discrimination in their blood more than the blood itself. The gender stereotypes that run through the blood of people in our communities. But as a girl child, you have to understand that when something has been physically constructed, it can be physically deconstructed. So you can be a leader. So how did I become a leader? Some have the nature-nurture debate. Are you born one? Do you become one? For me, I think it's actually both. When I was young, they used to say she talks a lot. She's bossy. That's what parents say. But I was born a leader and I'm becoming a better one by the day. I asked myself the question, who am I at a certain point? And I decided to look at myself with the mind's eye and not the physical eye. Because the physical eye was saying so much, not about leadership, not about me being somebody because of my background. I'll talk more about it. But I looked at myself and I said, I am very influential. I'm someone who wants to birth significance through cultivating lives one person at a time because I'm about quality and not quantity. That's what I emphasize. And so the birthing of Cultivate Africa started. So maybe you're asking, how did you do it? First of all, I decided to adopt rather what my bishop always says, that your past is a place of reference, not residence. So I decided to say my past will not define me. I know someone from Family Bonds is here today. And I come from a broken home. I come from a background where a lot of things happened, divorce and all of that. But I didn't make that an excuse to go and be loose or to find a self-proclaimed blesser, in quotes, someone who takes care of me. But I decided to say, I will make a difference and I will make the investments that I need to make into my life to become the woman that I want to become. No retreat. You've got to focus. When you've got the vision, you keep on going. And then the third thing, when you want to get there, when you want to get into the leadership, you've got to stretch yourself beyond your limit. You have to throw yourself in the deep end. And sometimes I was thrown in the deep end. And at that point, I didn't understand why I was going through the things that I went through, but there was a lesson to learn in every situation that I came across. Lessons are learned at every point in our lives. You stretch yourself beyond the limit. Loveness was talking about going into the platforms, Sometimes you are not asked to come onto the table, but you've got to bring a folding chair. Shirley Chisholm, the first Congresswoman of the United States of America, said, if they don't give you a seat at the table, you bring a folding chair. So as a young woman leader in a society where there are so many norms that discourage us as young women, you've got to bring a folding chair. You need to be aggressive. And that is how you will be invited to talk and meaningfully participate. So you've got to be prepared to bring that folding chair?
Well, need I even need to say anything more? We heard the amazing, touching stories from the young girls. What is interesting and what should encourage us is the fact that these girls are fighters. What they're telling us is there is no giving up. To our Positive Talk viewers, would like to welcome you to this dialogue where today we are celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child. We are here from UNICEF offices. This dialogue is being brought to you by Roots in partnership with UNICEF, and as Positive Talk, we said, Atunga Sarire, we're going to be there. So I'm going to start off. Bella, the writer, the feminist, could you share with us your story?
So I'm going to read from a story called The Gold Rush. It's published in an anthology called African Sexualities. Pushing back the kitchen door, she was pleased at the blob of Vaseline she was able to spare to oil the squeaky hinges into silence. And there he was, his buttocks exposed, his trousers drawn down on top of her daughter. So I wrote this story because it's a story about a young girl who grows up in a loving and a very beautiful family, but a girl who, like many girls in Zimbabwe, experiences sexual violence. And I think that is one of the key issues that we need to champion as women in Zimbabwe, the end of sexual violence to women and girls in our society. And I wanted to share that story with you today. I hope you're not too sad. I wanted to share it with you in the spirit of feminist resistance, and to say that I see in front of me the next generation of young feminist resistors of our country, the young women who will take over and resist patriarchy in all its forms and make sure that women and girls enjoy lives of equality.
I think we need a more pronounced round of applause for Bella. Thank you very much. I don't even need to add anything. She has really spoken to the issues we need to ensure that as young girls, as a community, as Zimbabwe, we put an end to sexual violence. We put an end to all forms of violence against the girl child. I would like to call upon Virginia. Virginia Mwanigwa is a feminist activist who has worked in various capacities, including the mass media. She is the director at HIFC. Over to you.
I was asked to speak on a topic yekuti not good enough. Les Brown says that you deserve. You deserve because within you there's something good. You may not be good for soccer yapanashi. It's okay. Anapanashi varutotamba soccer. You may not be such an eloquent speaker as Imelda. It's okay because Imelda akabata ikoko. You may not be such a strong character and Ruchaga Christiansha. Earlier she was sharing with us her life and how she came to be here. You may not be the kind of person who's always able to strategically organize yourself around adversity. But kuneva mwanengo achizviita. And then the other one, Ruchaga loveness. Loveness. Thank you for taking us to the Concord. Because what it means basically is that in the collective yatinayo panapa, vamwe pavanenge vachita zvavanenge vachita, vamwe vanenge vachita zvavanenge vachita, and through that we all become good enough. Loveness was able to take us to the Constitutional Court. Ndikabvunza kana vanhu vese kuti aiziya Loveness before we read about her, or the announcement or on the judgment. Vanhu vakawanda vanga vasingaziva nditi, but she was good enough to take us to the Constitutional Court. So people may tell you that you're not good enough. The fact that you married early may make you feel that you're not good enough. But the moment you start reflecting on your marriage, the moment you start saying, you're on the path to defining that you're good enough. Ndikuda kungoti to people around here, do not let other people's opinions become your reality. What is my message to us on International Women's Day? International Day of the Girl Child. International Day of the Girl Child. The message is you are good enough. Do not let other people's opinions define you. Do not even let those doubts you have define you, but take the next step and move forward. You'll be good enough.
Our next speaker is McDonald Gurura. He is an author, an articulate speaker, passionate about helping people discover and unleash purposeful life. He founded Hope Today, a social enterprise dedicated to facilitating government-endorsed career guidance and mentorship programs in high schools, as well as entrepreneurship training for school leavers. He trains and mentors youth leaders and youth alike in religious institutions, as well as operated in the youth director role within Young Africa Skills Center. McDonald, I know your bulletin is normally 30 minutes. Your program is 30 minutes to an hour. I'm giving you 5 minutes. Thank you.
And my challenge, especially on this day and going forward, is that when we talk about women empowerment or girl empowerment, I speak to the stakeholders, let it not just be to the women, because if you subtract the men from the equation, then there's an imbalance. You have weak men, as was put there in that definition of patriarchy, rather. And you see, it takes a man, it takes a woman to raise a home. So if one side is empowered, if one side is equipped at the detriment of the other gender, of the other sex, then there's an imbalance. And how can two work together unless they're in agreement? So my challenge to stakeholders is include boys even, teach them to be gentlemen. I'm so grateful right now because my mom taught me, you know, when you're up and about, you pull a chair for the woman, you open the door for her, you do these things. They're teaching me to be a gentleman. And I encourage the stakeholders, I encourage the parents, I encourage communities to begin to empower first the boys, catch them young, isn't what they say. Empower the boys, empower the men. And again, another challenge to men whilst you're still there. Isn't it amazing that women have more meetings? They meet, they talk, and they do a lot of things. But as men, it's difficult for us to come together and come up with a mutual cause. So my challenge again there is to talk to the men and say, we have a role in the girl child. One day I'll also have daughters, and I would want to raise them in a great environment. But that comes if I've been mentored well, if I've been trained well on how to raise them as beautiful young women that they're going to be. So that's my challenge there. Then lastly, I want to celebrate all the ladies that are here today and all the ladies that are watching us today on the show, Tari, because I know the challenges are there, and I'm not, making them trivial. I'm not trivializing the challenges that women face on a daily basis, but I just want us to take a moment to celebrate those great women that have done amazing things in our lives. Because when we take a moment to celebrate, to be motivated, we become, there's a positive energy, there's a positive vibe that can help us, that can help the woman go through the challenges that you're facing today.
On the program, I'm now talking to Beatrice Savage, the director of Roots. They're the ones who are behind these commemorations where we are talking about the International Day of the Girl Child. Beatrice, welcome to Positive Talk.
Thank you so much, Tari.
We want to find out, this day has been very interesting. We heard from young girls, some who went into early marriages. We heard the dialogues from girls speaking about their experiences, the adults. Why this day and why this kind of commemoration?
So we're excited about this commemoration because we have managed to provide a safe space for girls to just come and celebrate the power that's within them, resonating with the theme that we're going with, which is Power of the Adolescent Girl, Vision 2030. So we are celebrating that, energy, the creativity that's within the girls. So we have girls that have come from Murewa, Harare, Epweb, Mashonaland Central, who have just come to Harare to connect with other girls and just take some time out to reflect and celebrate. They go through a lot of challenges, like you're saying. Some of them are talking about the challenges they go through when they are in the child marriages. So we wanted them to come and just have a time out to pause and just celebrate who they are as young
young women who are doing a lot in their communities to transform their lives and the lives of other young girls within their communities. Like you heard from Loveness story, she wasn't going to school when we did the constitutional court case with her. She got support to go back to school. She's now graduating in December with a degree, a diploma in social work.
Wow.
Which is something that we say, if girls are given an opportunity, if they have access to education, if they have a supportive environment, no matter what circumstances they are in, they can always achieve and thrive and become a better person who's able to practice active citizenry and contribute to the development and the economy of the country. So we're excited, Tari.
Thank you so much, Beatrice.